Today we're looking at 2.10, which is change expressed as a percent. So this is still using our percent proportion that we used yesterday, except instead of is over of equals the change over or equals the percent over 100, we're doing the change over the original equals the percent over 100. Before I show you some examples, we need to go through some vocabulary. So percent change, it expresses the amount of change as a percent. A percent increase is when the new amount is more than the original amount. A percent decrease is when the new amount is less than the original amount. So let's go straight into some examples. Here it asks find the percent of change, indicate if it's an increase or decrease. So we're looking at the original and the new. We're going to set up our proportion. So we have an equal sign. We have two ratios on either side. This is the change. Down here is the original. We know that our original amount is 32 because it tells us. So that goes in the denominator of our fraction. The new does not go in the numerator. It's the change. So we ask ourselves, how much has it changed from the original amount to the new amount? Well, it's gone up 8. So I would put an 8 on the top. Now over here is our percent ratio. Well, we're trying to find the percent of change, so that would be x over 100. Now it's just like every other problem. We're going to cross multiply. So 8 times 100 is 800. 32 times x is 32x. And I am going to divide both sides by 32 to solve for x. Well, 800 divided by 32 is 25. Now remember, we were finding our percent of change. So this is a percent, so this is 25%, and we want to indicate if it's an increase or a decrease. Since our new amount is more than our original amount, this is an increase. So let's look at B. B, our original is 20. So I put 20 in the denominator of my 1 ratio. My new amount is 4. Well, the change from 20 to 4, it goes down 16. We're not going to use a negative sign here because percentages aren't negative. We would just indicate that it's a decrease in the answer. So I'm trying to find a percent, so I have x over 100. So now I'm cross multiplying. 16 times 100 is 1600. 20 times x is 20x. I divide by 20 on both sides. And 1600 divided by 20 is 80. So again, this is our percent change. So this is an 80%. And since our new amount is less than our original amount, it's a decrease. So this is an 80% decrease. So that's percent of change. Let's look at some word problems. So this one says a coat is on sale. The original price of the coat is $82. The sale price is $74.50. What is the discount expressed as a percent change? So we're using our percent change proportion. I'm looking for the percent, so that's my unknown. I have x over 100. It tells me that the original price of the coat is 82. Here's where you need to be careful. You don't put the sale price on top, you put the change. So we would take 82 minus 74.50, and that would give us the amount that it's changed. So it's gone down 7.5 or $7.50. So that's what I put in the numerator of this fraction. Now I cross multiply. 7.5 times 100 is 750. 82 times x is 82x. and I go ahead and I divide by 82 on both sides. Now 750 divided by 82 comes out to be about 9.15 if you round to 2 decimal places. So this is a 9.15, sorry, not 25, % discount because we're going down. It's a decrease. So let's look at B. A store buys an electric guitar for $295. The store then marks up the price of the guitar to $340. What is the markup expressed as a % change? So it's saying that they buy the electric guitar for $295. So that is our original amount. They then mark up the price of the guitar to $340. We're not putting $340 on top, we're putting the change. So to find that change, I would take 340 minus 295. So I get $45. So that's what goes on top, that's the change. We're trying to find the %, so this is x over 100. Now I'm cross multiplying. 45 times 100 is 4,500. 295 times x is 295x. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divide by 295. So 4,500 divided by 295 is a 15.25% markup. So the price went up. Now let's look at C. It says a meal for two at a restaurant costs $32.75. If the sales tax is 5%, what's the total price of the meal? So this time it's giving us our %. So we've got our % ratio, it's 5 over 100. It's telling us that our meal costs $32.75. What's the price of the meal? So our original price of the meal is $32.75 before we give them any tax. So we're trying to figure out what that change is once we add the taxes. So I'm going to cross multiply. 100 times x is 100x. 32.75 times 5 is 163.75. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to solve this by dividing by 100. Now 163.75 divided by 100 is 1.6375. Now that's the change in the price. That's not the total price of the meal. I'm going to take that $1.64, because we're going to round to the nearest penny, and I'm going to add it to the cost of my meal, the original price. That's going to give me the total price of the meal. So $1.64 plus $32.75 is $34.39. So that's the total price of my meal after I add in the 5% tax. Now this was our lesson on % change. I'll see you guys tomorrow.